All right. Here's my theology project: indigenous religion versus Catholicism. All right. I will be going over totemism. So first, we got to begin with what is totemism. Totemism is the act of that some indigenous religions do, where they will carve like a piece of wood, like a tree, into the figure of like an animal, or yeah. And so through that, they believe that they are well, the totems are used for multiple different things. One of them, right, is to kind of harness the power of harness the spirit of that creature through the totem, right? One of them is to communicate with it, or use it as like a telephone kind of. So like when I'm doing like a ritual and the totem of the wolf is there, I'm doing it like the spirit is kind of there as well, right? Another thing is like maybe to as a little like a charm or something to gain like the benefits of it, right? So like if I want to be like strong at the hunt or something, I might carve a wolf and then like have that totem with me to where it will be giving me, like some aspects of that spirit, right? Yeah, so they're kind of like, they're used for a lot of things. And obviously this is kind of like the totems have something about like animism, right? Where it's like it's kind of like revere / worshiping of or like that every animal has its own like spirit and it's like its own soul or whatever, and it's like revering those, right? Revering like the animals. And also in a certain sense revering the ancestors, because ancestors can like come out like become the form of spirits and creatures, right? So yeah, there is some ancestral like worship with that. Yeah. Okay, so let's go over the similarities and let's do this faster. Let's go over the similarities and the difference between Catholicism, right? So number one, if we look at the idea of the worship or revering of animals, right? In the Catechism, it says that each of the various creatures in its own being reflects its own way a ray of God's infinite wisdom and goodness. So that means that the animals, like in the real world, like are good aspects of God, right? And so they need to be revered, right? They need to be like you can't while you can use them for human benefit, as the Catechism says, you can like killing a deer and using its like meat or whatever. That's like fine. It's like, but like you need to do it in a way that like is respectful and not. And that's exactly what the indigenous people, like, what their idea with the totems are. It's like, we need to be respectful of them, right? Yeah, so that's very similar to that. Another thing is that, is like, we kind of have similar things in Catholicism. Now, not exactly, right? We're not like carving a totem and or carving an animal and like worshiping that, or like, trying to commune with it. But we do have like idols of saints and stuff. And we pray to those idols, and we use those idols to pray to the person. That's very similar, And you might pray to a certain idol of a saint for a certain blessing. That's very similar, right? Also, some totems are used to tell like stories and stuff, or have like, or convey like messages or images or something, and that is very similar to like the Bible. I mean, that's a kind of a stretch, right? But I mean, kind of similar. Like it's conveying spiritual ideas through like a means that everyone can go through, which is like similar to the Bible, right? Yeah, and it's also like I was making the saint reference. It's also like that in that like this deer was like, it might be like an ancestor, right? And thus it is kind of like a holy person, so that it's kind of like a saint, right? Differences obviously, like, while the Catechism says like, yeah, like each animal is a ray of God, like they are not God, right? We don't worship them like that, where we don't worship them like, we don't think of them the same, right? And so that's a difference. And just like kind of the way, like the rituals they use them for, we don't really like Catholics, they don't prescribe to that notion, right? Yeah. Let me see if I have any other notes here. No, I think we're good.